Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Darksiders. So we defeated the second boss and got his heart. Let's walk through here and give it to Samuel. Well, why are we seeing Ulthane?
Welcome back, Horseman. You could have knocked, but I suppose that isn't your way, is it?
Why are you here?
Strange question, seeing as how you're the one broke into my house.
You weren't always the Black Hammer. You huddle in exile, a hermit among tombstones. Why? What role did you play in this, Ulthane?
Horseman, I've got something for you. A fair bit of work, but it's a bit dainty for me. It'll serve you better.
So now I get a gun. It's been swords and scythes up to this point.
You didn't answer my question, old one.
Maybe I liked the scenery, what's it to you? You asked for my help and I gave it. You go on being ungrateful and I'm liable to get upset. Do I look like I'm afraid of death, boy?
It's not death you should fear.
Because he's war and his brother is death. So we get Mercy, a beautifully crafted pistol that decimates foe with an unending supply of supernatural rounds. Press right trigger to fire. Although it doesn't actually say press, it just says right trigger to fire. So I wasn't really expecting to end up here. I figured I was going to walk in the portal and end up right next to Samael. And instead we're looking at a beautiful reflective pool with some lava effects going on here. Very nice looking. But I can't swim any further than this. It's like water and lava meeting together. Looks nice. Maybe stressing out my video card a little bit. And see, over here you've got lava. And I guess the two meet or are kept separate. And so there's a little bit more to Ulthane, I believe, than what we know. Obviously, it seems like War is certainly aware of that. Let's
Good
run.
to see you again, Horseman.
Interesting that he would say something. Can I go talk to him? Is he some kind of like item? Yeah, I can talk to him.
Scurry away now!
Well, I can't talk to him now, but let's see. So we have infinite bullets, and we can shoot, and if they're a little bit impactful, they probably will prove themselves to be useful against those flying creatures. Like, still kind of need to aim though. I'd have to find something that I could lock onto and then hit. Otherwise it's not gonna work. Easier just to kill these creatures. And we don't have a marker that's really telling me if there's any collectibles here, but I imagine there are. And since I can now open these gates and they will just... Oops. That was dumb. So we could Seems like go in circles, and I think there probably are some collectibles around here, but I'm not so sure. Not sure we're ready for that. Like, here's a health chest that we didn't collect when we were doing the big boss fight in this area. Which, I guess I'll just leave it anyways. Eventually we will probably come back to these areas with some kind of device that helps us fight the not fight, but find things. Yeah, still doesn't quite work as a weapon. And that has now totally changed our lineup of weapons. Like the crossblade and the earth collar, both not equipped. And I guess we could try to, with the up pad, switch the right triggers, and with the down pad switch the secondary weapons. It's not a great system. And Volgram's right here, so that helps us quite a bit. We can just use the serpent hole to return back to the central location, which is mostly what the serpent holes.
Something to cry about. Well done. Now then, let's deal.
Nice little pun there.
Old Volgram's got something new for you.
So we have 3 artifacts to trade in. Let's start with that.
Old Volgram's got something.
Augment the amount of damage inflicted by mercy, or get a wraith shard, or save up. And see, I don't think I actually need greater life essence. I probably wasted the one I did have. I definitely need an undying, and that will help with that. And then I need to start thinking, can I afford the other abilities, or Scorch Wars enemies with a barrier of smoldering hellfire, plague enemies with an infliction that causes damage over time, or save up for Stone Skin. I think I need to save up for Stone Skin. I don't think it. Even if I did have 5,000 and bought both of these, I would have to guess that might give us an extra legendary item. Several new web attacks with the Trimmer Gauntlet. But I think I want the Impact Blades. Let's see.
Please take your time.
If I do end up using the gun, I also kind of need life essence, so. And see, that's the maximum number of those I have. So I think I probably should just save up for impact rounds. Serpent hole now. And we're going to the... We see we're only 3 unexplored locations left. So to the Scalding Ground we go. Now, remember there's collectibles somewhere in some of these, I'm pretty sure. It's not just this setup where nothing happens. Although it kind of feels like it is that's the case. As I'm looking around, doesn't look like there's anything you can jump to or shoot So it must just be one specific serpent hole somewhere. Because this one felt exactly like the other one we did. Seems like a repeat. And I would like to figure out what the deal with that is, but I'm not certain what it is yet, so we'll just rush this way. Let's see. Oh, we need to equip the gun. Assign it there. Right. So, a little experiment here on how strong those guns are, and the answer is not strong enough. Definitely. Because if it was strong enough, I would like I should be able to either knock back this enemy or kill him, and neither one of those is occurring. Also, the gun doesn't really unlock anything that I can think of. So this probably, with the second heart, will unlock a new ability again. Two chaos abilities or something.
Did you enjoy yourself? War in the Black Hammer, plucking pigeons.
You see a great many things from inside a prison, Samael.
There is little you can keep from me, Horseman. Once I have a mind to know it.
And what do you know of Uriel?
I thought the Horsemen were above such earthly pursuits.
She believes I killed Abaddon.
The Hellguard worshipped their fallen lord and leader. And Uriel? Some might say her admiration was less than professional. She will stop at nothing to punish the one responsible.
I fought the demon who killed Abaddon, and he will be punished.
Straga is the strongest of the Chosen. No doubt you'll face him again. He draws power from the Spire and won't stand to be away from it for long. With all I have taught you, you might even survive the reunion.
Whose heart would you have, demon?
The Stygian is king of the ancient worms that now plague the Ashlands. It won't be easy. The worms grow well in such fertile ground.
Fertile?
Fertile with death, decay. All the land is covered in it. The ashes of the dead. But you may be in luck. It seems that some fool demons have taken to capturing the worms for sport, and they hunt other creatures as well. The strongest are made to fight in cruel arenas. The demons seek to tame the Stygian, not knowing that within the monster there beats the black heart of the Chosen.
How do the demons avoid the ashworms?
You know of the chronospheres?
A gift of the old ones. It is said that to master the chronosphere is to master time itself. One could stop time, or even move it forward and back.
Indeed. None of the old masters exist, but the demons have learned to use them to a lesser degree. I can grant you a basic understanding of the chronospheres. It won't be much. Perhaps just enough to avoid the worms.
Perhaps.
Perhaps not. What in this life is certain, Horseman? Other than our word, of course.
So I do get a new ability. There's this interesting twist in the story that's happening now here. Chronomancer can now activate chronospheres and temporarily slow down time. So is Straga the destroyer? Or is Straga like the strongest chosen one that we're gonna fight before we fight the destroyer? That's an interesting question that I don't really know the answer to. Also, they've introduced this idea that there are other creatures besides angels and demons. Also, they've introduced the idea that angels have genders, which they've been, I guess, implying that from the beginning since we saw Uriel, which is not biblically sound. At least apocryphally, it's believed angels are all genderless. And if I can possibly use a chronosphere to rewind time, that is an interesting suggestion. Because then I could go back 100 years in the past and save the apocalypse from ever happening. Stop the apocalypse from ever happening. Is this jump that is here simply a shortcut? Is that what this is? Where is it? Like, it's right here. Like, right here on the rock. I'm killing myself trying to figure out what the point of this is. It seems like it's slightly to the left. But you're so far away from it that that can't be the solution. There must be some other way down. Shooting Volgrim's signals doesn't do anything. How are we on leveling up our sword? Not really made any progress there. I'm wondering if the game might be limiting how leveled up it can be. We can now reach past this point. So ice things have been blocking our path for quite a while in previous areas. So, but I really don't see a reason to run back to an area because I have a couple of abilities when I'm probably gonna need all the abilities. Let's see, we're back to fighting demons, zombies. So I guess they could go back in time and reset it and do a remake of what had occurred in a fictional Darksiders 3 if they ever made one. Let's see. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's get all of these guys fighting. I'm not gonna do anything until I convince all 5 of them to fly. Or do we have all 5? I believe. So the trick here is to not leave the ground. I gotta get this last one to get the achievement. Darn it, flew away. So I didn't do 5 there, I did 4. Looks like this doorway is gonna open at some point. That would be a decent place to continuously attempt that area. See, we can see there's chronospheres hold the power to slow down time. Use the crossblade to activate chronospheres at a distance. Slow time to avoid danger and gain access to solve puzzles. So I could just do this and then do this, and this is probably not what I need to do. Alright. And you have to hit B to activate it. So now it's a matter of how long can I slow time? And will I be trapped on the other side of this? So we can hear the music slowing down. Now I cannot get past that section. Like I will need the portal gun or whatever it is after that. Let's see. Well, that didn't work. That wasn't too bad. It certainly could have been a lot worse. And we're collecting more souls. And one hopes that it is a set amount or a very generous algorithm that picks how many souls I get out of those chests. Because if it turned out that if I just ran around and played the game and didn't open the chest until later, and then every chest I would open might give me like 10,000 souls instead of the small like 1,000 amount that we're probably getting. There's another soldier. We're gonna either run out of those or well, they're gonna get harder to find. They're pretty hard to find right now. And so we're going through a tunnel that has like a train wreck or something on it. Train track. That didn't work quite right. I desperately need impact bullets. These guys are weak enough to shoot, but still strong enough to kill me. It feels like even the zombies in this area might have gotten a little bit of an upgrade in strength. This is the dry road area where you gotta get a little closer to kill these guys. And see, if you hit something with a killer strike, you would think that would do enough damage to kill even the zombies on the first try, and it doesn't. This is the first scene, I believe. Some kind of infested angels. So I'm trying to counter these as much as possible, but you can see there's some kind of magic happening to these angels. Perhaps it would have been better in the storytelling to run into magically controlled zombie angels first, and then have to fight the real live angels later. Then the angels could seem like they were on your side, at least for a little bit. But I guess since the attitude they're going for is everybody's against the war, and war's still gonna win, it feeds into that mentality. And let's see, I can go down here, I believe. I may not actually be able to make this. Barely made it. That's strange. He didn't show up until I walked off of him. Alright. Impact rounds.
Wise as you are powerful.
So, hopefully that's the right move. And I don't have to do anything to assign impact rounds, do I? Let's go ahead and make sure these are assigned here, and these are assigned here. Yeah. Now, is there a platform or something down there? No. And that certainly makes it nice to climb up. The dash when climbing should have been integrated into so many other games that came after this. Now, there's a collectible I noticed over here. And over there. There's two of them. Seriously. So that would be another 500. Here we have some kind of thing that we will have to deal with later. The Lifestone shard, very helpful there. Now I bet we can't get up there. There we go. I would like to have my return. So I'm probably hitting this guy, but it's too far away. And you have to be relatively close to hit these guys. And see, even then, I am barely quick enough. I suppose I could sit here and try and pull the trigger a little bit faster. But even now the gun still feels like it's kind of a useless item. I don't know if you'd be able to identify the ash of dead people from 100 years ago. Just when you start to think of it from that perspective, it may very well just look like mud. Now I don't want to hit the B button here, because that's not worth it. Instead we'll smash a couple of cars, and then we'll go back to this. What's up here? So we know that the Thor religious beliefs, well, Ulthane, not Thor, but those kinds of thoughts also existed in this world. And we now know Stygians also exist in this world, which are these, like, worms. See, and I think they want me to use this. But no, see, it just picks it back up. Interesting. And there's no way up there. Maybe I'm supposed to just climb and jump and... Let's try this. I gotta do something like this and then wait to be picked up. Ah, that's the trick. And then I can just pick up this and throw it that way. And missed it. That didn't work. So we grab this one and we'll work our way back this way. Wait till we get pulled back up. And now this direction. Carnage. War fills with hatred and generates chaos at an accelerated rate. And is that a passive ability now? Slotted bonus. Boost chaos gained by the Chaos Eater sword, allows chaos generation by all weapons. So once I get my Chaos Eater sword to the maximum, I think that is probably what I should use. At least it's a definite contender. Oddly, it seems like all the enhancements in this game are rather well thought out and equally interesting. Almost always in games it gets down to this level where it feels like there's a pretty obvious right contender, and alright, well, I'm not sure that's exactly how I was supposed to do that, but it worked. And through we go. Nice God rays, light particles, and sun rays. A 7-year-old game looks really, really good. If you told me this came out yesterday, I would believe you. As long as you told me that possibly it was made by like a middle tier or indie company. I probably wouldn't completely believe you if you told me that it was made by a huge, like, AAA game developer. Right. Let's try our gun. Seems like the gun works better than the other thing for this. So over here, we've got an area. Let's figure out what this area is first. Very gross looking walls. I like them. And see, there was a game called Dante's Inferno that came out relatively, I would say, close to this game. And it went definitely for the hard R. It went for a very hard, mature rating, and wasn't a very good game for many reasons, but that certainly was part of it. Was the idea that they were just gonna sell themselves on. Oh, come on. I'm not sure how this puzzle's supposed to work. Let's say we do this, we lock, and we lock. We charge up, we release, and we jump. I guess that's what you could have done. And in Dante's Inferno, there was a problem in which they wanted to do all of the Divine Comedy, Dante's, all of the Divine Comedy story. Like, only one place there worked around that square. And after Dante's Inferno, which is the commonly known one, there is, let's see, what is it? Purgatory and then heaven. So only the first part of the story is actually that interesting as far as making a video game around it. But that wasn't its main problem. The main problem is they spent tons of money on it. They mocapped a baby to make a demon, which is really creepy considering it was like some video game developer mocapping their newborn child crawling to make a demon that works around, that crawls around. But it was just extreme for extremeness sake, and you have kind of the exact opposite here. They're telling an extreme story, but they're actually being rather conservative and making it a teenager's version of a like extreme mature Zelda game, instead of trying to make it like a completely rated M for mature version of a similar game. I would also say that there's probably less comparison can be really made for Dante's Inferno, because it wasn't really an adventure game at all. It was more of an action experience. So I have 1500 now. Causes crossblades to ricochet between nearby enemies.
I can help you.
See, and I think that would have helped me right then to have that.
Old Vulcan's got something new for you.
So we'll try some of these new abilities, like generates wrath naturally over time. That's just a slotted bonus. Ricochet, haze, and the shredder are probably important things, and then the wraith shards and all of that. I do want to purchase those, and then I don't think there's another scythe or anything, or trimmer gauntlet. I think it's going to be the same weapon always. So we just got the gun, and frankly we're not going to use it. Let's see. Can we shoot this? So I don't even know what the Stygian where that would come from, if that's maybe a very old pagan religion or something that idea comes from. If I was to guess, it probably comes from more of the Arabian style of, so I imbue it with the essence and run this way, and I could dash once, but that's it, because then my dash needs to refill in real time.
Samael wasn't kidding about those worms, and the Stygian's supposed to be the mean one.
So we're in this giant desert. It is quite a large area. Very, very large. But I don't think we can do anything right now on any of it. So no collectibles or any attempts like that. And they had to have our little ghost guide pop out again just to remind us he's still there. He could have totally not been in the game, but frankly, he's not annoying, so he's better than the little pixie in Ocarina of Time by far. It's almost an argument to Nintendo, saying specifically, look, you could have made him perfectly acceptable if you had just used it a lot less. That little fairy in Ocarina of Time is just a colossal mistake of programming. Kel Doran, what does that mean? I'm taking a lot of damage. I also need Wrath. Gosh, I'm never gonna get that right. I'm never gonna get that right. Yeah, how somebody just procedurally programmed it so that it would say, hey, listen, whenever you were within about a mile of anything interesting, and there was no video game programming going on or testing to say, look, this is annoying, seems unrealistic. Right. So we've got more of these guys here, and they're little electric ones now. So they're going with a full elemental idea, but that's not something that ever happens on our weapons. We never get an electricity damage or a fire damage, and we never run into any creatures that particularly need to be destroyed by a specific type of attack. I kind of like that idea. The enemies have elemental powers. You, because you are war, don't. Because you're too strong already. Yeah. Even at the beginning here, where he only had one life bar, he was still pretty strong. So to cross, ooh, look how big it is. See, this feels like an art set than an art piece more than an actual video game level right now. But we're playing in it. Let's run around. Come back, bird. There's birds flying everywhere. I'm gonna ignore those for the time being. Seems like we've got some things we can break here, but they take a lot of work to break them. See, that was barely 150 souls. I mean, I'm glad to have it, but I really wish there was more. Doesn't seem like there's anything else here right now, but we can see that whatever hookshot ability we eventually collect will come into a factor at some point. But we've been waiting to see this hookshot ability for all the time. And see, this seems like they put spikes on that spinning center for just for security reasons. So we've now lowered that. Really, that's all there was to do over here? Maybe they're just tutorializing. And I assume I don't just die if I fall down here? Seems like this area is safe enough. Are there any collectibles or anything? This is apparently they were drilling for Stygians. Which way is the way up? Oh, I see. A little camera control would have been helpful there. So down we go. And just another one of these cases where we do this and we run. And you can see that guy is bolting for me because it saw me before the time slowed down. Look how fast. There's quite a bit of speed happening. So we can go up here, and seems like there was a long way and a short way that didn't really account for anything. You can either walk around the rock or in front of it. And there's Stygian. Well, that one's dead. Still doing that kills a lot. And that one's dead. I need to increase my production of my wrath. Because I won't have enough to use stone skin. There's nothing over here. I am noticing for an area this big, they've hit an interesting level where the camera zoomed in too much. Like, I would like the camera to be zoomed out twice as much in the field of view, and I've never really run into a game where I felt like the field of view was too close. I've always felt that, if anything, it was too far away for most instances. But now at 1080p, seeing the resolution and seeing how big this area is, yeah, I would like to be able to see a little more of it and not have to turn the camera so much. Very rudimentary camera work assisting me here. Most of it is just me controlling it. And even though that hasn't changed at all in 7 years as far as the right stick on a controller controlling your camera, the subtle adjustments that the games do for you are like night and day. See, right there, the camera adjusted because it ran into a rock itself. And I don't know why cameras act that way. now now I had to turn it to look in the direction I want to walk. And see, that's like a slide section, so there may actually be nothing more that I can do with that, or at least for now. Maybe later on. I kind of feel like at a certain point I'm gonna just hit this level of, and see, this is obviously something we'll do later, but yeah, I think we're gonna get an ability that will allow us to reach and wander through all of this. So all of this area down here is safe. Let's take this opportunity. These guys are drilling. I'm just wondering if maybe there's a collectible somewhere around here. Nope. At least it doesn't seem like it. So we've got an issue where I can't just climb up around because this one's spinning. And so even hitting the center of the dowel is doing damage to me. And this drilling pier is definitely the exact same thing as the one we were just on. No changes in the 3D construction or animation. So I've got to hurry. Because I've got to get up there and so I made it. I kind of wish I could have knocked that guy off the edge without him seeing me. And I guess that's all I needed to do. Let's get over here. So this is, again, one of these outdoor, almost a dungeon areas. I guess the machines are up there that are causing it to spin. Well, and I'm just looking and somehow these guys appeared out of nowhere. This guy is already for me to hit the B button. I don't even know why I didn't hit that guy. And do we want to go down here? Let's see. Seems like you can. Seems like all these areas are distinctly blocked off from where the Stygian would be able to work their way in. Little openings with invisible walls. They could certainly, in a modern game, you would expect them to do a little bit of a better job of that. Over here, we need a bomb. If we could find a bomb, that would be amazing. No bomb here. And nothing over there. So slow down time. And these little energy jumps shouldn't be the same color as the chronospheres. They're doing a very heavy red-blue palette on things. Right, so I don't see any way I'd be able to climb up here and make that without slowing down time. And I don't see any way to slow down time. And let's look at the map. I think we came this direction, yes. So this is the first one. And then this one over here, I suppose would be the second one. Enemy to tell me I'm going the right direction, that's always nice. Apparently that guy didn't die. And see, this is not high enough that I could just jump and get on that second ledge. Well, more accurately, it's too high. And that's why I can't jump up there. So here's a probably great example of a little arena and why the arena idea doesn't work the greatest. In an open world area, there's too much things they need to block off, too many doorways that look open. These enemies are taking damage really quickly now. So this is either going to be the last time we fight the demons in these numbers, or they're gonna get stronger, or I'm just really overpowered. Which I would not be upset if it turns out I'm overpowered. That's what I'm trying to achieve. If I could get my sword up to level 3, that would be very nice. Any more? So we put this down here, and then this needs to find its way to where it belongs. I'm on fire. Let me see what happens if I do this. Can I hit this as it is? Yes, I can. Right. Oh, come on. Seriously? Seriously, I did it. I swear I did it. Back up to the top, we try again. Maybe I should have just let it blow me up. But if I let it blow me up, then I'll die. So that accomplished something. I'm not exactly sure what. Maybe the time manipulator simply couldn't go low enough to where it should. Otherwise, I really have no clue. Or maybe this was ending up in the wrong spot. Let's satisfy our curiosity before we end the game. Okay, yes. So this was right here. Can we jump up on these platforms? I suppose we can, but I'm not sure what they solve for us. And we're gonna have to try and slow down things. We'll slow down things and then work our way up to that area. And whatever is up in that area, I don't even know. But it doesn't seem like there's really a reason right now, at least, to go in this middle drill area. That's probably something we're gonna have to deal with later. I am making more progress on the Chaos Eater. That's good to see, because I thought it might just be hitting a point and then the game is saying no more experience for that at all. We haven't done anything with the scythe or the trimmer gauntlet. It's going to be a lot of work to actually kill things with the trimmer gauntlet. Now, the next collectible we find that isn't either a champion or the one right in the middle or yeah, those two will either be a soldier or turn out to be some other middle ground collectible that I bet it's more soldiers. And I also am wondering if maybe each one of these increases my firing rate on my bullets, because this certainly looks like a gun's bullet chamber. And we now have Chronomancer, so there's only one more passive ability in the entire game. And we found 2 Lifestone shards really close together, and 1 Wraith shard we purchased. And we're still looking for 6 pieces of the Abysmal armor, and we handed over the heart. So that's interesting too. Let's look at the map, which all this menu should just be on the same thing. We are right here, and we're, I suppose, trying to get right there, so we're not too far from finishing this huge open world. But look at how much of the map actually is taken up by that section. It seems like on the world map, each section is kind of relative to its actual size, and that means we're getting close to filling up the whole world map. We've now been playing, according to the game, 7 hours and 30 minutes. I believe that's at least an hour off. We've been in combat for almost an hour and 30 minutes. We've killed 1,201 characters, and we've died 5 times. We've traveled 82.87 miles and collected 22,423 souls, and our highest combo hasn't changed at all. It's still at 37, and we've spilled 2,276.86 gallons of demon blood. I don't like the points here on the system. If you're going to give me a silly metric like that, why give me points? But those all go to achievements. Let's go ahead and make sure we save our game. So the game is very strange. It's only allowing me 9 saves. So we now have to replace our oldest remaining save file. And we've made a decent amount of progress just when you look at where we were, which is we were at 1 health with 2 Wraith cores, and now we are at 4 health bars and 4 health cores, 4 Wrath cores. Wrath. I should get mad every time I say it wrong, and then maybe I'll eventually remember to say it right. Anywho, that's it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want to friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.